So today on Project Shop, we're going to be over here helping the neighbor out. He's got this car hauler trailer, but he has no way to actually get vehicles up on it. We're going to mount a winch on this thing. So what I told him is, because he has two of these trailers, is get a receiver hitch, right, that we can bolt to this thing. And then he can take the winch off and put it on whatever trailer he's using until he decides whether or not he wants to make them permanent. So what we need to do is figure a spot up here. Wow, those bolts are almost perfect. But what we need to do is actually jack that up. Those bolts might need to be re-drilled. That'll be all right. We got the technology. And then I have this thing that already has a hole in it that he can just put a bolt in or whatever, and then we'll bolt the plate from that. Let's see what we got over here. See if that's the same size. Yep, that's perfect. So that'll bring the winch up if we have to. I think we're gonna have to, but we only need a small section of this, and then he can drag his cars. Let's open up this box and see what they got in here. Kind of just gonna build this on the fly. He's got a BMW that doesn't run, and for now he's going to use his jump box to power it. So 3,500-pound winch and all the accessories. There's a winch plate. That's what we're going to need to weld. Some cables. Nice relay. Okay, so here's the game plan. We need to cut this, then we need to cut a piece of this to stick out long enough to get basically this welded on top. I have a piece of sheet metal over here. Once we get this mounted, we need to figure a way of mounting this, which I think we're going to mount it back here, like over here somewhere, so it's up out of the way and then he can access it, maybe like that. So basically what this does is you put your power to it, positive and negative, and then inside here, depending on where you have your switch, this will flip-flop back and forth. So we just need to get all this, let's start with here. done. Definitely got some penetration on that. Okay, that's done. Now, oh no, that paint melted to that. Okay. Yeah, this thing don't like paint at all. We've got enough weld on there for what we're going to be doing now. What I think I'm going to do is drill. Probably should have thought about them holes before. But I think I'm going to drill 2 more holes, and we'll use 6 pieces of all thread to bolt this down to the frame. We'll drill another hole here and one out here, and then we need to find a plate to go underneath to correspond to that. And now I'm really kicking myself in the butt, because what I should have done is just bolt the plate underneath it here and drill through. So I'm gonna go take a look over in the metal stock. We're gonna have to find a sufficient plate or a piece of C-channel or something that we can bolt underneath of this. I think I got some plate steel back there we might be able to use. It's got to be at least as thick as this, which is it's like 2/8. All right. Well, we got that done. Okay. I know that's going to be hot, so we got this done. And then the winch will be here. I'm going to cut a piece of this. This has an angle here. I'm going to cut a piece of whatever I get the winch mounted. I can just use the same holes, and we're going to mount this right to the side so he can have all his controls. And yeah, that'll be a nice little setup for him. And then my my editor actually has a car they want me to do some work on. It's an old school, I think, Crown Vic. So maybe you'll see that on the channel. We're going to maybe use this to go get it because it's not running at the moment. Okay, this is what I figured out. Now, I kind of got ahead of myself welding this to this plate without thinking about what I was going to do on the bottom. So I found this plate here, which is about as thick as that. And we're going to drill 2 more holes in here. And we're going to have to drill 6 holes in here. I'm going to cut out probably that square up there. But what I should have done is set this right on top of there, cut it out, and then drilled all the holes at the same time so they'd be exact. Now that I have it welded here, that's not going to happen. But with a little bit of precise measurement, We can transfer the holes relatively close, and because we're going to be using all thread, it can kind of move around a little bit. Now this is what I figured. I had a bunch of these that I saved. These actually come from the light fixtures that I recycled. This holds the light like to the thing, and these would have been perfect. I'm probably going to use 2 of these on the very back, because I think these are going to be stronger than the all thread. So back here, I'll use 2 of these. I only have 3 at this length. They're actually a little long. By the time we put the plate, the nut and bolt on the bottom, these are going to be sticking up. But what I'll do is I'll just put 2 big nuts here, and we'll have 2 big, because this is going to want to rip up like that. So the back ones I want to have the stronger, more solid, and then we'll do 2 of these. And you know me, I always have I just recovered a whole bunch of, we'll use stainless for him. We got stainless washers, lock washers, a whole thing of them. We got plenty of hardware for this. This is that's why I love like recovering hardware and scrap things that I think I can use in the future. Now this isn't even for me, but it's going to help my neighbor out a lot. This is the guy that let me use his tire machine the other day. So without a question, he just was like, yeah, go ahead, use my tire machine. And so I'm doing this for him, and he's not, you know, I'm not going to ask him, you know, this isn't going to cost him nothing. I'm glad to do this for him. And check this out. The way this is set up, well, no, that's going to be in front of it. I guess we could still run something underneath so he can loop it back, and have to, if in case he's got a really hard pull, you know, because I told him he might need to put a pulley block on this because he got the 3,500. Now 3,500 pounds is plenty to pull a rolling vehicle up a little ramp. You're not pulling the whole weight of the vehicle. It's not like you're picking up a 4,000 pound car, you know. Okay, here we go. This is basically what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna tell him maybe to go get some more bolts like this, or maybe he leaves it like that. But I at least wanted solid bolts back here and not all thread. For now, I think it's gonna do just fine pulling a car up here. I already think this is as far back as I could have gone without interfering with this. I think I might have to trim this corner. We might be able to get it back here. Oh, I think actually it should be back here. And I think there's plenty of room for it to be back there. Plus, it'd be nice to have it butted up against this. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll have to deal with it later. I got it wired in here. It's got plenty of cable. You can literally go all the way back here, maybe even steer the car. They do sell a wireless kit I told them to get. So it works. He's just gonna have to deal with a battery. I wrapped up the cables as much as possible because he's going to be keeping this in his truck. I do want to zip tie this up a little bit because that's a weak point there. I'm going to do that now, but that's it for this. We'll see how this thing works if I go pick up that car. But overall, I think this is exactly what he needed to get cars on here by himself. And it's I mean, you could just unbolt that, put it on another thing, pull the pin. He can keep that in the back of his truck, use a battery somewhere. It's not, you know, you don't want to keep that thing out in the weather. So I'm going to go over this with him real quick, and then that's going to be it for this video. I'd like to see this thing be tested. He's supposed to go pick up a car later, so hopefully everything works out. So if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll get to see this thing in action. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen the copper dance before?
That's like the perfect setting for that wire.